Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're great. I'm Christy. Thank you so much for joining me for a few minutes. Today I'm going to talk about the power of our words. I know this is a topic that is talked about a lot, but I think it's still a major issue in our society and in my life and my friends' lives. So I think it's worth chewing on for a few minutes. So today I just want to remind you that you are a really powerful person. You have the ability to do amazing things in this world, and your words hold a lot of power also. So the words we say are really important. I wonder if you could remember a comment in your childhood, maybe a compliment from a parent or a teacher or a friend, someone who said something about you and it meant so much. I wonder if you can even remember the way it made you feel as a little kid. Just to know they were so proud of you or they really saw something special in you. I know I can think of those things, even if they happened, decades ago. At the same time, I bet you can also remember some words that were spoken to you that were really hurtful. Again, maybe by someone important, like a teacher or a parent or a family member, a good friend, or maybe even from a stranger or a coach that maybe you don't even remember their name, or maybe you remember every detail of the scene because even though that person wasn't really important in your life, those words that they spoke were really impactful. I know I can remember those things from my own story also. So I just start by using those examples to illustrate the importance of our words. I mean, think about it. If you can remember examples from decades ago when you were a little kid that really stuck with you, whether they were positive or negative, then that just goes to show how important our words are. I think in a lot of ways, the words spoken to us that we then, come to believe is true or we accept as truth about us, they kind of chart our course, right? Words from another person, they have the ability to pull us forward, to propel us into our destiny and into our gifting or talents, or they have the ability to create kind of a cycle of us trying to prove those words wrong. A really simple example would be if someone once told you you weren't smart enough, you might still be trying to prove to yourself and to the world that you are smart enough. Or you could fill in the blank of any other thing. And how to unhook ourselves from those negative messages is another topic for another day. But today I just want to focus on the power of our words. More in this video, I'm going to make a second video that's like my favorite tool around this whole topic. But for this video, I'm going to talk about just about you. So we're not focused on how to, change other people or we wish other people would be nice or anything like that. We're just thinking about ourselves. We're thinking about the ability we have to change the world through our words. And I'm going to chat with you for just a couple more minutes about how to do this with ourselves and with other people. So let's talk about other people first. I personally sometimes make too many jokes or use sarcasm or honestly just say things that are negative or not building people up, not even with bad intent, simply because I thought it was funny or I'm just running my mouth too much. So the first area that I want to think about the power of our words is, are you using your words for good with other people? With your spouse, with your kids, with your good friends and family members? Are you using your words to build them up? Think about those compliments from your childhood that you can still remember. You can be that person for them. You can choose to say words that propel them into their destiny. You guys, there is always going to be something to complain about. We all have a ton of things to work on. So you can use your voice and your airtime with your spouse or your friend to talk about those things. You can definitely do that. But I just don't think it's usually very helpful in my own experience. It's not very helpful. But if you use your words to encourage, to think about the gold in them and to pull that out of them and to push them forward with that, it will change their lives and it will change your relationships with them. So that's the first area, your words towards other people. The second area is your words towards yourself. And this might be spoken or it might just be in your head, your thoughts. I'll share with you in college once I had a roommate and she said, Christy, you talk really poorly about yourself. And I was taken aback because I didn't even know I was doing it. But I'd do something silly or I'd make a mistake and I'd say something like, oh, I always mess up, or oh, I can't believe I did that. I always do that. Just little things, but they were negative. And they weren't true. I didn't always make mistakes. That's the reality, is a lot of times when we say negative things, it's absolute thinking and it's not really truth. I did do a lot of good things, etc. So for me, having someone point that out in me was super helpful, and it actually gave me the opportunity to start changing my self-talk, my thoughts and my words. How am I talking about myself? You guys, do you remember the pain you felt when you heard those hurtful things, those comments that we were thinking about a few minutes ago? So even now, if your heart is older and maybe more callous and you have a thicker skin, you can handle more, it's still the same. You are hurting yourself every time you say negative things about yourself and you think negative things about yourself. Whether or not it feels the same way as it felt when you were a little kid or in college, it's still doing the same damage. And it's really important that we choose words that are life-giving and true to speak over ourselves. So, what I want you to do right now is just take a couple minutes and check in with yourself. Where are you at with this? Are your words cutting and harsh and negative, or do your words bring truth and light and positive encouragement to yourself and to other people? Check in with where you're at. And then if you want a takeaway piece for right now, for today, I would say the easiest entry for me, well, always ask God for help. He will help you do this and He will help you change this. It's important that we work on changing this. So ask Him for help. And then specifically for today, just check in with yourself anytime you open your mouth and something negative comes out. That's like the simplest filter in my opinion. If it's negative, check yourself. Did I need to say this? Was this helpful to say? Did this create any benefit to anyone, yourself or the other person? So that's kind of my entry point. And I'm going to talk more and more about how to really work this deep into our lives so that it's your new normal. But I would say just start with catching yourself. Okay, what am I saying that's negative? That's a good red flag to say, okay, do I need to say this? Is it helpful? Etc. And then my second video is going to be just one of my very favorite tools to use on the words that are spoken to us. So be sure and check that out. I'll link it below. As always, let me know if this was helpful. Ask any questions. If it was, please like, share, subscribe. And I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.